Alright, so first thing you want to do is preheat your oven. So turn it on and set it to 175. Alright, and just let this baby heat up. So for this recipe you're gonna be needing the following ingredients. 1. Broccoli. Very nice. If you've never seen a broccoli before, what are you doing with your life? You're gonna need some garlic for some flavor. You're gonna be needing some oyster sauce, good old soy sauce. Alright, I know this is in Japanese, but as the saying goes, I didn't even have a saying. Then for seasonings, you're gonna need some garlic powder, some pepper, paprika, because you need some extra spice in your life, some pesto, some salt, and egg, and the thing that came after it, the chicken. So next you want to chop up your vegetable and season the meat. Alright, so first things first, you want to chop up your garlic. So how you do that is you take the back of your knife and just press on top of it and use your weight to crush the garlic into smaller cloves. So if you didn't know, this represents 1 clove of garlic. So we're gonna need about 2 or 3. So how you want to chop your garlic is, once you've already separated it into cloves, you just want to again smash it with your knife and use your weight to crush open the garlic. So this way you can easily peel off the skin without any hassle. And then how you want to chop it is, you want to take off the root end, because that's not really nice to eat. Take the garlic and you lay it flat and you make thin slices along its length. Alright, so once you made thin slices along its length, like that, you want to cut midway through, like that, and then you just want to mince the garlic. Alright, then if you're not happy with how you've cut it, or if you completely butchered it up, what you can do is just go across it like this to make it smaller and finer. And there you have it, you have some chopped garlic. And then you want to chop up your broccoli. Alright, so how you want to cut your broccoli is, you have the head and you have the stem. So personally, I don't eat the stem, so I just cut it off. But this part is completely edible, but if you're normal, then you would just put this by the side. Alright, so just cut down and take off the hard part of the stem. Generally people don't really like to eat it because it's pretty hard, but some people do. So it's really up to you. So what you want to do is slowly just break off the little florets and you just go along the edge and slowly break off pieces of the broccoli. There's no pretty way to do this, so just take your own time and cut it off. So once you've cut the broccoli down, and if you have big pieces like this, you can always cut them in half, or you can always cut them in thirds if you like them smaller. So that's your complete cut vegetables, and that should take you, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes tops. Alright, so next it's time to season the chicken and put it into the oven. The reason why you want to get it in the oven is while the chicken is cooking, you can cook off your stir fry on the stove and then they'll finish at the same time. So first, get a baking tray that's lined with aluminum foil and then make sure to lube it up, alright, with some spray. Remember, lube is always important, not just in cooking. Alright, so next it's time to season up your chicken breast. So it's just a simple seasoning. So you're gonna need some pepper, some salt, and then next you want to put on some garlic powder, and obviously you don't want to put that much because I'm an idiot, so just make sure to sprinkle it on evenly. And next you want to put some paprika, and then you just want to rub it in, and then repeat for the other side. And if you're wondering why I'm putting so much of seasoning, chicken breast on its own is pretty bland, so you can really go ham on the seasonings. So just add just a touch of olive oil or any neutral oil to both chickens and just rub it in. So give it a good tap for good luck. Alright, so next up we're going to do the pesto part of the pesto chicken, which is basically filling the chicken breast with the pesto. So how we're going to fill it is we're basically just going to make an incision right along the length of the chicken and basically just fill the pocket with pesto. Alright, so how you want to do that is find the thickest part of the chicken, so for example this part, and then you just want to make a small incision in there. Alright, so after you make a small incision, it should open up like that. I know this looks really gross now, but if you're someone who doesn't like to touch chicken, honestly speaking, you shouldn't be eating it if you are unwilling to touch it, alright? Then you just want to get a teaspoon of your pesto and fill the cavity of the chicken. Alright, then you want to repeat it for the other chicken. Alright, so then personally I like to put some pesto on the top as well. So after that, this goes into the oven for 15 to 20 minutes depending on the size of your chicken breast. Alright, so while the chicken is cooking in the oven, we're going to start with the stir fry. So first you want to turn on the stove, and then you want to take a big ass pot and heat it up. Just pour about 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil into the pan. And when you're starting your stir fry, make sure to get all the ingredients ready. So when your oil is heated up, you want to throw in your broccoli. And then you just want to stir it up. And the reason why you don't add in the garlic first is because the broccoli takes a while to cook down and get soft, and if you added the garlic first, the garlic will burn. So in a stir fry, generally is high heat and quick time, so just make sure you want to keep stirring the vegetables so they don't burn. So to speed up the process, I just want to add a little bit of water. The water evaporates and basically steams the broccoli at the same time. And how long you cook your broccoli is really up to you. If you like more of a softer broccoli, you can take it longer, so let's say 7 to 10 minutes. If you like it generally crunchier, you can take it, let's say 5 to 7 minutes. So after 7 to 10 minutes, where your broccoli has softened down a bit and there's not much water left in the pan, you want to add in your garlic and stir fry a bit more. So next up, you want to season with some pepper. And just continue to cook it around. So after 1 to 2 minutes of cooking your garlic, you want to add in your soy sauce and your oyster sauce. You want to add equal parts, so let's say 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce and 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And try not to skim on these 2 sauces because this is where all the flavor is going to come from. So after you add these 2 sauces, just make sure to stir fry and you'll notice the color change. And if you notice, I didn't really add salt to this dish yet, and the reason is because your soy sauce itself is quite salty, so that is where my salt will come from. So I don't want to add any more salt to this dish, if not it'll just be too salty. So after cooking your broccoli for about 1 to 2 minutes with the sauces, next you want to add in your egg. Basically just make a well in the middle of your broccoli, crack an egg, and just break it right into the middle. Like that. So the reason why we add the egg is basically, if you notice just now, the dish was actually quite liquidy. So by adding the egg, we basically soak up all that extra delicious sauce. As the egg cooks, you just want to incorporate it into the dish, slowly mixing and adding the broccoli to it. So you just want to let your egg cook for just a few minutes until everything comes together nicely. And that's your stir fry done. So by the time you finish your stir fry, your chicken should be done. So you just want to open your oven, and remember, safety first. Make sure to use your Mr. Crab hands. Alright, so how you know your chicken is cooked? Basically you just want to poke it, and if it springs back, then it's pretty cooked. So get a container that's just big enough to fit all your food, and then it's time to plate up.